Here's exactly how to run Facebook ads to have the biggest Black Friday and Cyber Monday that you've ever had. In fact, last year for one company, I was able to do almost $46,000 in sales, only spending a little under $2,000 at a 23.49 ROAS. That is over 4 days from November 29th to December 2nd. To do that much in sales, okay, not to mention the email marketing, it was a $79,000 total Black Friday with $45,000 of that coming from Facebook ads. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 3 things. Why is Black Friday the cheapest time of year to run ads and the best time for beginners? Which deals work the best? And a simple ad format that I'm going to show you at the end that all of you can copy and implement into your e-commerce business. So let's get started. I just need to let you know if at any point you would rather someone else do this for you, my team can do this for you, and we will do it on a commission basis. So we will only take a percentage of the sales we're able to generate for you. I also offer done with you coaching. So if you want to do these on Zoom calls with me, one-on-one, do all of this together, you cannot fail because I'm going to basically do it for you, but you're going to learn how to do it in the process. That is also an option. You can book a free call for either of those options below. Otherwise, let's give you as much value as I can in a YouTube video. So the first thing you have to understand is that Black Friday is actually the cheapest time of year to run ads. A lot of people say that the CPMs are super high, which would make sense because there's a lot more advertisers. But for whatever reason, last year you can see I got a $20 CPM, and compared to what my CPM is on the maximum, that's $14.81. So yeah, my CPM was about $5 more than normal. However, my ROAS was 23 compared to my maximum ROAS of 6.75, which is still really high, but you can see why it's worth it to have a 4x ROAS just to have about a 30% increase in CPM. So people saying it's so expensive, don't even run ads. That's actually not true because it's more than made up for with the amount of people looking to buy gifts. And then also Black Friday sales are a lot more effective than other sales because people actually believe you. They believe that it is the best deal of the year because that's how Black Friday is. And I would recommend that it actually be the best deal of the year that you do. But the reality is if you ran the same 20% off sale every time your company ran a sale, the Black Friday sale would still be much easier to get more sales because people believe you. They're like, oh, 4th of July sale, whatever. I'm sure you run sales all the time. Black Friday, they're like, oh man, this truly is a, once a year moment. So I better do it now if I'm going to do it. They really do believe that it is the best deal of the year. The other reason why Black Friday is the cheapest time of year to run ads is because when you're running offer-based ads, the only people that these work on are ready to buy people. So you only need to spend enough budget to go out to ready to buy people. So last year I spent $2,000 over those 4 days. And at this kind of ROAS, I probably could have spent easily $3,000 and it probably would have been a good idea to do. But the reality is I had 19,000 reach and 93,000 impressions. So my frequency was 4.9 over those 4 days. People heard about the sale, all right? So I might have not even needed to spend more. I think this was fine. Everyone saw the sale on average about 5 times. So that's fine. They don't need to know anymore when you're running offer-based ads. These only work on people who are already ready to buy. They're just looking for a reason to do it now instead of later. And because of that, I would only recommend running about $25 to $50 a day per product. That would be a very good rule of thumb to think about how much you're going to spend. So for some of you that only have a couple products that you're going to run ads to, you can get away with spending like under $200 a day, even under $100 a day, and you're going to be just fine. If you have one product and a limited budget, you coming out and spending $25 a day is also totally worth it for your business to do. And you might find that it's instantly paying for itself and you'll just raise your budget accordingly. So absolutely get in the game for this. You don't have to have a big budget. You come in with $25 a day and you should be running Black Friday ads. So now let's talk about which deals work the best. The simple answer is whichever deal applies to the most amount of people. if you can run a special deal like buy one, get three free, or get a free tripod with your camera, if you can run some kind of special deal like that applies to over 95% of your customers, that is the best deal that you can do. For some of us, though, it's not always obvious, like what free thing that you should give that everyone's going to want. So doing a percentage off site-wide is the only thing that 100% of you can get good results doing. So that is totally fine to do, a percentage off site-wide. I'd say 20, 25, or 30% is the way to go. 15 or 10, that sounds like a deal that you're probably running throughout the year. I usually don't do more than 30% because I don't think you should ever be going that cheap, even if you have jacked up your retail price in order to allow doing so. If you can go 40% off, I would think that you should never be selling at your actual retail price, and you should actually sell at your retail price sometimes of the year so that it's actually true. So 40% off is probably not going to be a thing. It's also not necessary. So somewhere between 20 and 30% off site-wide, or you can do 20 to 30% off select products. You want to pick a deal that is also super clear, because here's the other part to it. When people do like spend $100 and get this deal, spend $200 and get this deal, spend $300 and get this deal, that sounds nice, but when you have to put it at the ad level and on the website and in the emails and all of these locations, it gets very wordy, it gets confusing, and sometimes you can't even really fit it where you want to be, fitting text about your deals. You actually will get a lot better results if there's congruence between your ad and your website. So you do want to turn your website into a Black Friday sale website during that time. Brand the front, your homepage, brand even the product pages with some kind of mention of Black Friday. You can even have it where the deal is automatically applied, so they don't need a coupon code to do it. Use your discretion around that. If you're a business who has like a ton of sales that you're getting regardless of Black Friday or not, maybe you don't want to offer it to everyone because you know you're going to get a lot of full retail sales. But otherwise, if you really don't have a lot of sales coming from outside of these Facebook ads, I'd probably tell you to just automatically apply the discount at checkout. So for that reason, you're going to have the sale like listed everywhere. They're going to add it to their cart. It's going to automatically apply. And you want that congruence of they came for a Black Friday sale, they got to your website, and it's Black Friday everywhere, and it's very obvious that this is a special time, and it makes the urgency more real. So last part, let's go into the design of a very simple ad that you can run for Black Friday. It's going to be so simple, so get ready. It's going to be anticlimactic, but here's just a simple format that you can do, and there actually is some science behind it. So first off, I'm at least just positioning the product as the best at something. The most effective word in marketing, in my opinion, which I believe is correct here, is best. Now, it doesn't have to be best. It can be number one rated, or the quickest, the most effective. Anything that positions it as number one at something is going to be the best single line of marketing that you can do. I'm not going to give the full explanation as to why. I will link a video, though, that goes over all of these different ads and how to create them for you to carry on after this video. But that is why that's there. And then I'm doing what's called an eyebrow technique, where you have a small text on top and then big text on bottom that at least distinguishes the sale. And then we have the product. This is a gradient background, which is a phenomenal way to do this, okay? This seems so simple, but check this out. If this is just plain black, the ad doesn't look very good. If this has a gradient to it, I can keep a completely blank background, which allows me to put the most amount of text in my ad. And then I can just put a shadow behind the product, which makes it look like it's an actual professional photo shoot, but it looks professional and it gives you the most amount of space to put sales messaging. This is a much better idea than having someone lifting weights behind this product and you can't really even focus on what's going on. Like every other background that people try to do is just too complicated and really distracts from the sale and what actually matters. Then I've got a badge in the bottom right. The reason the badge is at the bottom right instead of on the left side is because I don't want people to be concerned with the deal until the very end of them reading the ad. They're going to read this from top to bottom and from left to right. So I want them focused on pricing at the very end. Now, something else that you could do is if you wanted to do 56 and down to $35, and then you could do a strike through. If that is a better way to display your pricing, and you can just kind of tell, if it looks like that, that looks good, right? That looks like you're saving a lot of money. This is better to do for those of you that people don't really know the price of your product, and doing 20%, 30% off might not mean much to them. So that's another thing that you could test. So you really can just run simple single image ads and get phenomenal results. That campaign that I showed you at the beginning where I did 46,000 in sales was actually all single image ads. I would only recommend doing carousels if you are a clothing company or jewelry brand. Even then, the single image still wins. And videos aren't necessary because the goal of Black Friday is to just run sales to the ready to buy audience. And a lot of people outside of that will still buy just because of the hype of the deal. But we're not really trying to go to people who need full education on your product in order to buy at this time, right? We're running offer-based ads. So because of that, you don't need to do a video typically. That's another reason why I love running ads during Black Friday. They're super simple to create. And no matter what ROAS you get throughout the year, you're going to get at least 50% or up to 200 or 300% more during Black Friday. So it is very important that you get ads out. If you need help, I'm here for you. Book a free call with me below. Even if you're not looking to invest professionally, I still love talking to people and helping you out. Or I have more free help coming with the video I'm about to link here. That will show you some more Canva tricks that can help you create these really simple but very effective sales-wise graphics. So hope this was helpful for you guys. Smash the like button, comment below, and I will see you in the next video.